Hello and welcome back to the Mr. and Mrs. Pokemon podcast.
Yeah.
With me, David, and this is... Who are you?
Laura.
You are?
Did you forget?
No, you just look a little bit different today.
I do.
Yeah,
Chopped all my hair off, and when I say chopped all my hair off, you chopped all my hair off.
Yes, I did.
Lockdown. Woo.
Woo. On a budget. Woo.
What do you think, though?
I actually really like it.
I do. I feel so much lighter.
Well, you are £3 lighter. The scales have confirmed this. So yeah. Anyway, today's episode, we are going to talk about the effect Logan Paul has had and is still having on Pokemon.
On the market.
Yes. For market, collecting, the whole shebang. We're a little late to it at the moment.
When did his video come out?
So when this episode goes up, this will be the 21st, 22nd-ish, around there. So it'll be right before his current latest box break's going to happen.
Okay.
So he would have had it announced for about 2.5, 3 weeks by now. So yeah, we would just want to go through what's happened so far. I'm going to explain to Laura as best as I can the effect it's had so far, and just get her views and everything, because I have some strong opinions and I'm probably against the grain of most.
Yeah, that's what I think, but I don't know if we're going to agree, or we haven't really discussed this.
It's true.
So
that is true.
We'll see. We might end up arguing.
We might do.
Yeah.
We might do. Yeah. Okay. So as of right now, so today's the 13th.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, 13th. So Logan, well, before Logan, let's go there. So all of last year, from March to about July, August time, Pokemon was ramping up in popularity. Basically, everyone has been furloughed, or in lockdown, should I say, in the UK, and obviously all around the world. It's had a massive effect, this COVID thing. And for whatever reason, everybody, including me, everybody was convinced that Pokemon was going to take a massive dive. Like, things wouldn't be worth as much, people wouldn't have as much money to spend on it, and so it would peter out, basically. And the exact opposite thing happened, because you saw it with me. I got back into this right before, like 2-3 months before COVID, sort of March, April time in 2020. And I got into it before then. So I got a load of good deals myself on my collection and things that I sold and whatever else to get the benefits. But for whatever reason, well, we know the reason, everybody had more time on their hands. They all went back to their parents' houses or up in their lofts or their attics or whatever, found their collections and either sold them or found a love for it again. And because my friends in particular found a love for it again, they haven't sold anything. They're buying more. So the demand just went through the roof. Well, it gradually got more and more to the roof. Yes, yeah, particularly on vintage stuff. And so we started to see prices just go crazy with vintage stuff, and with modern stuff as a good example. I would use the X-Way Evolution box, which is behind me somewhere. Here we go. So this is the X-Way Evolutions box. I think you can see that. And so that was about £120 around March, April time, and there was a lot of it. It had been printed for about 4 years, 4 years straight.
We opened a bit of it as well.
We did. We completed the set.
Yeah.
And then I kept a box sealed for my collection. I wanted to buy more boxes, but at the time I was spending my money on other bits of things that I wanted to buy and sell on and collect, whatever, which I massively regret, because the prices then started to, they confirmed the printing was going to stop. No more print runs of it. They were moving on to more of the Sword and Shield sets, and that was the main priority. When that happened, I saw a jump in prices jump straight to £150, which is usually normal. That is a normal thing to happen. No, it's not. It's not, and it's still affordable. There's still tons of it out there. And then all of a sudden, it got to 200, 250, 300, and then just like everything else, it was going up. Logan Paul pops out of nowhere. He puts a video up where he's back into Pokemon, talking about his love of it, and he's buying a first edition base set booster box, which is the most expensive box of all time. It is the original. It is the first ever first edition set. It's got, you know, your Charizard, whatever in it. You know, that is the pinnacle thing to collect, basically, for most people anyway. So he buys this box for 200 grand, which is a record price.
Wow.
You know, it was an amazing video. It was great.
Yeah.
He got so much attention into the hobby, which was all positive as far as I'm concerned. It was all good things. It got rid of a lot of stigma of people who stopped collecting from when they were a kid and thought it was really weird to still be in it, or people that just never even thought about it or never been part of it and found it as a love and as a hobby, which is what it should be.
Yeah.
All positive things. Now, he bought that box for 200 grand, $200,000,
200 grand.
which is mental. And
Buy a house.
that was a record
Buy a
price. I know. You literally could. Yeah. And that's most of our mortgage right now. And he then sold the packs off for 11 grand each and did a box break. You know, box breaks are frigging everywhere. They're good and they're bad in my opinion, but in this case he sold the packs.
So he made a load of money on it.
Yeah, and 11 grand a pop. So
Yeah.
what, 370?
That's mad. Nearly
It's a lot
doubled
of
his
money.
money.
It's a lot of money. It's mental. Basically 400k is what he made from it. And he got a lot of stick for that from certain people in the hobby, small and big time. The majority was all positive and it was a good thing. It got so much attention, prices shot up, everything was more valuable, more people were collecting and potentially playing the games. It was great. But he got a lot of stigma for it, and he'd now set this new record price. But at the time, my opinion was it was very, very good.
Yeah.
It was a good thing to happen, and I was loving every minute of it.
Because all your things were going up in value.
Absolutely. Things that I knew I had sent off to get graded, that I purposely got to get graded to make money, to buy things I actually wanted. The things I actually want to collect, believe it or not, aren't worth that much, which is really crazy. It's crazy.
Well, it's good because you can buy them without breaking the bank.
It absolutely is, yeah. And so that happened, and then he came out and was like, I'm not doing it anymore. That I'm done with Pokemon. It's too expensive or whatever, and I'm not interested in it.
He doubled his money.
I know.
What?
I know, but it was that thing of I'm out of it, and the reason he did that, now we know, is because he wanted to go even deeper in it, but he had set the bar too high for the prices. He'd now made it a $400,000 box, more or less. And
so he'd almost like screwed himself over because he should have invested loads when it was before he bumped the prices up.
Exactly, and he does touch on that in his latest video when he's like, "Oh, I should have bought all these boxes. You know, I didn't think anyone would care." Da, 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 da. Of course, he knew what was going to happen. He knew. But anyway, that's what happened last year. The latest update for you is, of course, you know about it. I've told you about it. We put it on our Instagram, but he's bought 6 more first edition booster boxes.
Yeah.
Between $325,000 and $375,000 a box.
So he spent like $2 million or something, didn't he? On
Yeah, $2 million is what he spent on 6 boxes. But
he could have bought 6 houses, big ones.
He's got a big house, to be fair. He has already got a big house. But
yeah, probably more than $2 million.
Maybe. And the thing is, he's box breaking them. At least he's box breaking the first one. They went up for auction, those packs. You know, you could starting bid of $10,000, I think it was. And it's a very, very clever thing to do. Very, very clever. You are letting the market decide what the going rate is for these packs now.
An auction.
Absolutely, it is an auction. Yeah, absolutely. Now the thing is here, obviously, it is inflated because it is Logan. He's going to give you a shout on his channel. It could basically revolutionise your channel if you have one. Like if we were to buy one and we've got that exposure, and you know our sub count went into the thousands, which would be lovely. It would actually make it a revenue stream for us. It's not.
But I feel like the people that are buying these packs that are, I don't know, they're not 10 or 11 grand anymore. They're what, like 30?
Well, yes,
if you've got 30 grand to spend on a pack for Logan Paul to shout out, you don't need.
That's a very good point. That is a very good point, and I agree with you. It's like it's. I don't know who's buying them. I can't wait to see who's got these packs. If it is anyone actually in the hobby that is a collector and not just someone who's looking for a bit of limelight or just having a
I
laugh or whatever.
wonder how many celebrities it will be that aren't like, you know, Pokemon people, but are now going to jump on the craze.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, I just want to crack on with your opinion of it. What you think it's going to do to the hobby going forward now. I've got some strong opinions, which I'm going to get to at some point. But I want to see what your thought is, because you are a bit of an outsider. You do have a touch of Pokemon, you do collect, but
I know about Pokemon. I don't really know about this whole industry and you know who's who particularly.
No, I know.
I don't know. I feel like I just hope he's in it for the right reasons, and it's not all just money. Like, obviously, it's making everyone money, really. Like him on just a much larger scale.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I don't know enough about Logan Paul, to be honest. You know what he's like as a YouTuber or a person anyway. But I just hope, you know, he's not exploiting anyone and, you know, stopping other people, you know, by raising the prices so much. I hope he's not, you know, stopping smaller YouTubers and people who aren't multi-billionaires from getting, you know, completing collections and stuff like that.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously I've rarely watched Logan Paul's videos in the past. I saw him with the whole KSI fighting thing, and it probably wasn't a good depiction of his character because they were both knobheads, but obviously we were a big fan of KSI.
Yeah.
But I'm sure he is a good person or whatever, and my feeling is he hasn't done it for the wrong reasons. He obviously loves Pokemon, has an interest in it, but unfortunately it has caused ridiculous prices. Like everything is overpriced. Everything.
But is that because of him, or is that just because of, you know, accumulation of all the celebrities and big figures?
It's a good question. I think he's the biggest factor because of what he's done on YouTube, because the Pokemon community lives and breathes basically on Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
It's been on YouTube since I was doing it when I was 14, and it was tiny then, but it was still a community. It was still a thing where you would buy and trade and sell with YouTube videos. That's what we used to do.
Yeah.
So he's done it on the right platform, and because he's already on that platform and he has 23 million followers on his channel, he's you know, it has absolutely inflated the prices to no end. My feeling is that I've got no problem with him box breaking these boxes. I generally don't, and whatever the prices are, it is what it is. He's not controlling it because he's not capping it. Why would he? You know, you're going to make the kind of money. Why would you do that?
And he's allowing people who can't afford a whole booster box to buy a pack that they might never have.
That is true.
Otherwise, been able to get separately.
The argument is, which I don't like, this argument is that this box was going for $500 in 2007. You know, and he's now selling one pack for $40,000. Well, at least that's what it went for. Now, I don't like that argument because you can say that about anything. It was cheap. Everything was cheaper in the past.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
You missed out.
14 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. What can you do about it? And my thing of it is that what I haven't seen from him, bar him buying a few packs and cards and whatever that he's obviously kept for himself and graded for himself, he's not shown. I've done a video where he's letting everyone know that he is a collector. Yeah. That's the big thing for me. And it really pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because it gives off. He may not be doing this, which I imagine he's not. I imagine he is collecting, and has an interest himself in it. But by solely making the whole focus on him buying these boxes and then breaking them, sending the packs, that is all money orientated.
That's my opinion. That's what I think it is. Because I mean, I don't know the guy. Obviously, I haven't watched any of his stuff. But has he made any Pokemon content before this first video?
No, he hasn't.
So I feel like why? I don't know. Obviously, a lot of people are getting into Pokemon now, but for money. You know, everybody's in it for money. Some you might also love collecting it, but everyone likes money. But I feel like I don't know. It's very convenient that he's
an entrepreneur. He's obviously seen a gap and he's gone, you know what?
And if you had the money, you'd do the same.
Yeah, exactly.
You would. You know,
I would do the exact same thing. And I've got no qualms with that. It's just the fact that because of the ridiculousness it's done. It has caused scalpers to now be an enormity in this. Like, we went to Tesco today, everything was gone.
Yeah, and they had shelves where they had such and such a tin, such and such a whatever.
There was a lot of space.
All gone.
And it was all empty.
The whole lot.
And it's been like that for months, it has, but usually you find, like a great ball with 2 or 3
like
packs
something,
in.
like even if it's a set
deck.
no one wants, like there was nothing, it was all gone.
Even at Wilko, it has one bit with just theme decks, they were all gone. Theme decks? You're joking.
Why?
What's going on? Like, no.
And they're not the best prices in there either. They're like,
no, they're like
standard pricing.
Yeah, 19, 20 quid for the worst Steam decks out there, and they're like 12, 13 quid online. It's mental. Anyway, what I really missed from this is he could have done something about, I'm keeping this box sealed. It's my collection. He may do that with one of these 6.
Yeah.
I really hope he does, because that will change my attitude on it altogether. Got no problem with him as a person. I'm more than happy. I like the fact of what he's doing, breaking the boxes, letting people buy the packs. Yeah, it's getting ridiculous prices and it's having a huge effect on Pokemon. But I would be all okay with everything that's going on with it if he was shown that he was collecting.
Yeah.
Because it would actually make all the new people coming into it want to keep hold of this stuff. Some are, don't get me wrong. But so much of Instagram is purely money orientated.
Yeah, it's all openings.
It's bullshit. It's so frustrating. It used to be like before I did YouTube, and on my private Instagram, I used to follow loads of YouTubers, loads of Instagrammers, sorry, and YouTubers, and it would just be about showing your collections, and doing trades and buying, selling, and
selling like the odd card, not selling packs that you've.
And it was purely showing off what you had, not as like a oh, check it out, like, oh, I just got this really cool card. I got this EX card, or I got this base set holo, and it's a PSA 7. I love it. You do still get that, and we're going to try and do more of that on our Instagram, because I'm a bit of a hypocrite on our channel. Our main series is me buying and selling PSA cards to fund my collection. Can I make it self-sustainable? That's my whole thing on our YouTube channel. So I am,
but that's not flipping product.
It's not flipping. It's really not.
You're investing and keeping it for years.
Yeah.
Enjoying it while you have it.
Everything I make just goes back into it on things that I actually want to collect, which is the whole point of it.
Oh yeah.
And I've got that should be fine. It's okay if you flip as well, but it's just the fact that everyone and their mum is doing a break.
Everyone's mum on Instagram Live, like
it's mental. And I like the breaks, and I get involved in some breaks, and I'm hypocritical doing that, but and it's okay to have that, but that is the be all and end all. I rarely see people just put up things like, oh, we just packed this, it's amazing, go into my collection, or show you off bits of your collection. And I understand to some degree people not wanting to show off their collections because you hear about people's break-ins. They are so valuable, some of these collections now, that you become a target. So I completely understand that. I just don't like the fact that there are so many new Instagrams that follow us, or we see that we could follow, and their whole thing is just buying and selling. There is no intent to collect.
It's kind of disheartening for the people who are collecting, or even like. Probably not so much kids don't have serious collections, but like young teenagers or people that haven't got a lot of money, and they're just wanting to, I don't know, the price is going up so much that if I was like, just starting out collecting, I'd feel really demotivated. Like, what's the point? I'm never going to be able to afford to complete a collection.
Absolutely, and that's why my collecting goals now are sealed product, booster boxes, triple blisters. I love collecting that stuff, but actual cards. It's just the Pokemon I love.
Yeah.
So I want to get every Lapras card in a PSA 9 or a 10. I want to get certain Lugias, certain Tyrannitars, certain Hoenns, Pokemon that I love. But am I going to collect a full set? Not a chance.
No.
It's not a case of you can go out and buy a case of boxes and have a really close master set and then finish it up by buying like another 15, 20 reverse holos or something. Doesn't happen anymore. If you do try and buy a case now, unless you pre-order it, you're talking, it could be $1,000.
Yeah, we were saying the other day, weren't we, about me potentially starting a collection, but just the money's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I would purely be doing it for the satisfaction of, oh my god, I've got a whole set.
Yeah, absolutely.
And the sets that I would want to collect of the original, it would be the Evolutions probably.
Yeah.
even though we've already done that. But
We've already done
something
that, yeah.
like that of that era, and it's just not. It's not worth the time and.
I'm fully with you.
Some of the single cards. I mean, what are the sort of most expensive cards in that set?
So I mean, obviously you've got the Charizard Holo. Raw it could be maybe £150-200.
So it's ridiculous.
If it's
out of
near
most
mint.
people's budget just for one card.
It is. It's okay having some of those chasers in there because you
Oh,
might
yeah,
pull
yeah,
them,
yeah.
and it's
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And I have no qualm with PSA graded cards having a significant value because they are cased, they look pretty.
Yeah.
But just buying sealed product that is then instantly tripled or doubled or whatever.
Yeah. I think sealed cards, not sealed cards, graded cards, like you say, it's completely different. That's a whole different collection.
Yeah.
And I don't know, yeah. Most people don't want a full set of PSA 10 or PSA 9 or whatever,
No,
other than like the bigger
not many.
YouTubers that we've seen.
Right.
I think it's cool.
Very cool.
But even, just for someone who wants just the
Buy
cards.
the collection. That's
Yeah,
what you
exactly.
want to buy
That's what I want.
Exactly.
I'd love that.
Exactly.
But I just, it's
Yeah.
literally not worth the money at the moment.
It's not.
One day it will be. If all this dies down, I don't know. I can see it being a good few years yet.
Yeah, well, that's another point to come to. What do you think is the effect now in the future for the rest of the year? Bearing in mind we've got the 25th anniversary at the end of the year, that's going to be a thing. That anniversary set. Once we come out of the whole World Cup is vaccinated, should I say, and comes out of
we can go shopping
lockdown,
again.
we can go back to normal more or less. People have less time to look at cards and invest and collect and whatever. We can start buying clothes, buying restaurant food and lovely
Can't
jubbly,
wait.
all that good stuff. What do you think's going to happen?
I don't know. Before the whole Logan Paul thing, as things were really increasing rapidly over the last 12 months, I think it's just going to keep going up. Especially the older stuff. I really do. The more that gets opened, the less there is.
Yep.
And so much is being opened on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think the sealed stuff is just going to go up and up and up. And I don't know. I think, like for example, when each new set comes out, you're getting a few of the booster boxes and just keeping them, and not flipping them, just keeping them because you like the collection.
Yeah.
I think those will continue to go up and up, but I don't know. I don't know how Logan Paul's going to affect it.
Yeah.
I really don't. Obviously, it's gone up massively right now, but I don't know if that will level out or go back down, or if it will just stay. It depends what his next move is. If he just dropped it and said, I'm done now. That's all my Pokemon videos. Then
I think I do agree with you. What you're saying, I do. I think by him buying the boxes that are the scarcity of them, particularly if he's opening 6 of them, Jesus, my guess would be like another 50, 60 in the world, I imagine. Definitely less than 100.
What sealed boost?
Of first edition booster boxes, 100%. So if he's there's a lot of big people in the community that still have them sealed. Leonhardt's got one. Maybe Pokejuice's got one. I don't know. He's more of a middleman to make the money and stuff. Fair play to him. But there's certainly some big people out there who have one or two, definitely.
So did Logan approach those people, like Leonhardt?
I don't know if he approached Leonhardt. I imagine he did. He obviously approached Pokeju. He managed to middleman one from Rusty. Rusty's, I don't know if that's his second one he sold or his first one he sold, but he's got the money to get another one. If he could as well, and I think he does have one.
And I suppose the clout he gets from being in Logan's video and saying I sold him this box.
Yeah, but the thing is, Rusty didn't appear in it himself, but Pokeju did, and thankfully mentioned him. And fair play to both of those guys for being in there. I mean, that's another positive from that. He had the right people in this video, because oh my god, did he balls up in the first one with that twat.
Oh yeah.
Actually, he's not going to watch this, so I don't give a shit. And so the second video was really good for those things. Did really well. I was very happy with that. I think that he's now set a new record for sealed product. I know this first box has technically gone for over $1 million. However, that's not going to be the new price just yet. It just won't be, because of everything that you get with the Logan Paul box break. You know, if no one's going to be spending $1 million, in my opinion, on a first edition box, you know, that isn't from Logan Paul right now. If you buy one off C&G Emporium again, I know he hasn't got one anymore, but say he did, if they bought one off James, then they're not spending $1 million on it. They're just not. It'll probably be 450, 400, you know, slightly higher. So he has raised it. It was going to raise anyway.
Yeah.
It was going that direction. Everything was. But what happened after the first video is all the stuff that was like starter Pokemon from Unlimited and First Edition base set, they got inflated to stupid prices, like $300, $400, $500 for a Charmander.
Yeah.
What is happening with the world? That's mental. For, you know, Evolutions, I've got like 300 in my closet. I know it's Evolutions, but that's mental.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. And then once he came out, his whole thing of, I'm not going to do it anymore, which was, you know, bullshit. They dropped, and so many people who thought they were going to make loads of money off this stuff that sent them off to get graded or bought them lost so much money.
So when Logan said he wasn't going to do any more, prices dropped.
Prices did drop of select things. So things that had been inflated by that guru guy. I hate bringing him up, but him. He was like the 30k Bulbasaur. Obviously that was bullshit and he was completely wrong. But those sort of non-holo cards shot up in price. They got bought out to no end. People graded loads of stuff they had from their childhoods, hoping it would make them loads of money, and it didn't. It hasn't right now. Now, what I imagine is going to happen again is this video is going to raise those prices back up because there's eyes on it. People now want it again.
Yeah. So
they may be okay. They may survive. And I feel bad for those people that did think, oh my god, like it's worth $300. Now it's worth $400. Now it's worth $500. I'm going to buy it at $500. Keep it. Hopefully that'll make me some money. Especially if they haven't got much money as well, and they had this view of this is going to be a route to me having some success.
Yeah.
But I think now it's a case of shot down. The guys at Grade Gem picked up on this really well, and I reckon this latest box break will just bring it back up, and they may be able to sell and get their money back or make a small profit, which is really good.
So it's so interesting to watch that.
Yeah, I'm so excited for that. I wish we could buy in it.
Yeah.
But even if I had 40 grand spare, I wouldn't do that.
No way I would let you.
Exactly. I'm glad you say that, because
that's crazy mental. Money. So has he said how many of these boxes he's going to do box breaks for?
Not
we just assuming.
I think everyone's assuming he's going to open them all. I would really... I pray that he's going to keep one sealed for him. For his collection.
If he did, and not open it? Because if he did, I'd still think it was for money.
Yeah, but you could say that for my cases of boxes that I keep. For those who don't know, when a new set comes out, I buy one box to keep for my collection, then I buy a case of 6 to keep for 5-10 years and then sell. Yeah. And then that money then goes into more collecting items.
Buying the new sets.
Yeah, the latest graded cards or whatever.
The other thing I was going to say was, I remember seeing something in Logan Paul's one of the videos where like the cards from his box breaks, when they're graded, they have the special Logan thing on.
That's a good point. Yeah.
That really annoyed me. Like, why is that necessary? Yeah, why is he... Because that's PSA do that, right?
Yeah, and I think CGC did it for Enlisted Leaf.
Why does he get that power when other big, real Pokemon collectors box breaks don't? It's like, it just annoys me because I feel like he's been in the business for like a month and everyone's like bowing down to him.
That is true.
Just because he's got money.
That is a really good point, and I agree with you.
I'd love to know how that happened. Why?
I'll be fine with that if Logan had come out with the video beforehand, before we bought the first edition box, or even with it, and showed off his collection.
Yeah.
I could be way out of line here, I could be completely wrong, and someone in the comments may say, you know what, he put loads of Instagram posts out of all his collection. I'm like, oh shit, that's fine. If that's the case, fine. Then he's entitled to... I've got no problem with him getting his little thing on that. If he's showing his collection that he had something beforehand, he's now adding to it, he's now part of the community and it's not just money based. I agree with you at the moment though, because I don't think that is the case. I don't think he has a monstrous collection before that. I think he had cards, he then went out and bought some graded cards and to keep, which is great, but I don't think it's anything like Rusties or ZG or
Exactly.
you know, Connor at Graded Gem. You know, he's got a great collection. I can't wait to see it. You know,
Yeah.
people like that. It's
I just wonder whether, I hope it's not the case, but I wonder whether if Pokemon ever does, you know, subside a bit or it's not making him megabucks and something else becomes, I don't know, for example,
him to jump in.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Digimon, and he'll just switch to that and drop Pokemon. And I feel like that would happen. I don't know the guy, I'm just saying from what I've seen of these like 2 videos.
It's possible.
I think he would just move to whatever's going to make him money.
I think the counter to that is he's got a Squirtle tattoo on his body, and he had that well before he did the box breaks. So you can tell he is.
This is
he has an
information I
interest.
should have had at the start of the video.
Yeah, he said all this, and then he realised, oh my god, he's a diehard. He's got Squirtle since age 4. No, I don't know when
He's
he
got
got
like Pokemon across his chest.
that. But he definitely has a love for it. I think your frustration, which I do agree with you to some extent, is the fact that he's not been vocally in the community.
Where were you before, Logan? Where were you?
Yeah, boxing or doing
Boxing,
videos or whatever else, you know, which is all good stuff. The main point I was trying to make, because we've already gone off a tangent here.
It's all good fun.
It's a podcast, what we do. Is that the effect it's going to have? So I'm hoping, this is my hope, I don't think it will do, but my hope is that, yes, this year's going to be a big year. You know, prices will be sustainable, they'll be high. You know, whenever you get your graded cards back from Graded Gem or whoever you're using, you know, I've got so many submissions out there. I think people from July are waiting on their latest ones, or June-ish.
It's mad.
Which is mad. It's not Graded Gem's fault at all.
8 months?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Which is unprecedented. That is ridiculous. And there is this huge concern from everybody that the market's going to have this influx of cards, of graded cards, and there's so much to go around that people will be competing to sell them, not to get, you know, constantly raising the prices. There'll be too much to go around. That's their concern. That maybe is some of that. However, I think that the eyes that grading cards has now got, there is an interest in that. Because if you look outside of Pokemon, particularly at baseball, NFL is a big one. Not so much football, soccer, Europe football, but those two in particular, and basketball as well. Oh my god, the prices that stuff goes for dwarfs Pokemon to no end. Like, if more and more people that are getting into Pokemon and that are in Pokemon, I'm sure most do, you know. I only know it because I watched so many other stuff around sports cards.
Yeah.
The money in that dwarfs Pokemon tenfold. It genuinely does.
Yeah.
Like, there's cards on eBay that go for $1, $2, $3, $400,000, no problem.
Ridiculous.
No problem. It's ridiculous. Rookie cards is a big thing there, and rookie cards is like getting first edition base set, and
it just cuts so many people out of the game.
It absolutely does.
Makes me sad.
It absolutely does, and that is a shame. But this is why the benefit is people that are coming into it now that are of a young age don't remember whenever around when base set was around.
Yeah.
Therefore, they may not have the same affinity that us boys do.
They'll be wanting the
in our
latest
late 20s.
stuff, I guess.
Exactly. Their thing will be the cartoons now. It may have been cartoons when black and white was on TV. You know, 6 years ago, something like that. And they're getting into it now. Again, because they've got a bit of money or they've got their first job or something or whatever. Maths is not very good. But whatever it is, that'll be their rookie cards. So then that will become a thing in 10, 15 years' time when they all start their actual careers and have money to spend and to get nostalgia kicks. That'll be their thing. Kids right now will be over Sword and Shield playing the games on the Switch, you know. My nephew, he's 2? If he was 5 years older, he'd be on the Switch right now playing it. He'd be into the cards because I'll be making sure.
I reckon in about
cards.
a year.
Yeah, we'll see. He's a clever boy. I'll be making sure that happens, and so, you know, if you're going to keep getting those waves unless people want nostalgia, a base set will always be the pinnacle. It just will be because that it is the original.
Yeah.
You can say it with anything. Again, with sports cards, you know, rookies every year when NFL do their NFL draft, baseball draft, whatever it is, you know, and you get those rookie cards, they grade them and they sit on them.
Yeah.
Because at some point, if they have a good career, if they become successful, if they become the next Tom Brady or Patrick Mahomes or LeBron James or, you know, Kobe or whoever it is, that becomes the what do you call it?
I know what you mean. They're almost
Yeah,
like
the pinnacle.
underdogs that you're investing in.
Yeah, because it's from your
Because-
age, from your
yeah,
era,
yeah.
and then that becomes the
Yeah.
ultimate thing for that group, and then everyone else in the hobby wants it because it's the ultimate thing to get.
Mm.
You know, so I've got for long term no concern whatsoever.
Yeah.
This
no.
year there can be a shit ton of PSA cards available to buy,
Mm.
and my opinion is nobody should panic. If you see 5 cards of your Gem Mint 10 card that you thought were worth £1,000 or $1,000 or whatever, and you see 20 on the market, and they're going from 1,000 down to 700, and only the ones at 700 are selling, so everyone else drops their prices. Don't panic, sit on it.
Yeah.
Do you really need that money right now? If
It's
you do,
still going to be a Gem Mint 10
yeah.
the longer you hold it.
If
It
you
doesn't
need
matter.
the money, unfortunately,
Yeah,
you've got to
yeah.
sell. Fine, but if you don't, sit on it, keep it. Don't panic.
Mm.
If anything, if you've got the money, keep buying in.
Yeah, buy more
That's
of
what
them.
I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be looking for any lapises that are dropping in prices.
Mm.
Any Lugia, there's like 50 Lugia. I'm buying a Lugia.
I don't think the market's going to be that flooded, or I don't think it will be a sudden thing. I think in maybe a year and a half, yeah, there'll be loads of relic cards.
Yeah.
But it's going to take so long,
It
they're
is.
still coming back in dribs and drabs kind of thing. Like,
Yeah.
you're not going to suddenly, PSA have done all the cards, they're going to ship them all out. Like, it's
Yeah.
still going to be, I don't know, no more or no less than before.
Yeah.
It's just what people are getting graded is going to change.
Absolutely. I think you're right with that. And that's just grading cards.
Hopefully at some point PSA will catch up and start working a little bit
They
quicker,
better.
but it's
They
never going to be a couple of weeks turnaround. I think for a few years it's going to be
Mm.
at least sort of 3 or 4 months, if not more.
Yeah, I'd like to think once, say from June onwards in 2021, everyone's either going back to work or, they can just be out.
Mm.
It will reduce because you won't have people like me sitting on my arse straight after work, jumping straight onto websites trying to buy
I know you will.
a bit of cards, buying cards to get graded, sending packages out every month. That will drop hopefully, but definitely for the next
Yeah.
for a while it will be significant.
Yeah.
What's coming back in the next year is going to be monstrous. There'll be so much.
It's exciting.
But that's just graded cards. But we'll end on one more bit I want to talk about is the seal product. You did touch on it. You mentioned that you think seal product is going to be the thing that will just keep going. There will be no
Yeah.
level out.
I don't think so, no.
And I agree with you.
It depends on like reprints and stuff, but
Well, this is the thing. I agree with you. Normally, a reprint would drop those prices. There'd be so much available, it would be okay. But because demand is so high, like it is mental, even if they print, Sun and Moon Cosmetic Eclipse, and they print 300 boxes just for the UK, that's a bit of a low number, say 1,000 boxes for the UK, that is not enough to drop the price to a reasonable level. They will all go out for, rather than £300 a box like they are now, whatever they are, I think it's more than that if anything, there might be some for £200 a box at your outlets, and they will be snapped up. Because I want it in my collection, I want to open one. I want to open loads of it. So I'm going to buy as many as I can.
yeah.
It's just not quite enough.
I don't think it would drop the price. I just think it would stop it increasing as quickly.
Yeah, it will level it out, I think.
Yeah.
And then it will have like a brief period where it will be leveled out,
Yeah.
and then it will just
And
continue
then it will
again.
go up. Yeah.
Which is okay. It's not enough. Don't get me wrong. Cosmic Eclipse, Sun and Moon was only the last series before Sword and Shield. They should not be £300 a box or more right
It's
now.
mad.
They just shouldn't.
Mad.
That's ridiculous. It's crazy. So I agree with you that I think Seal product in the long term, it always has been, always goes up every year. It just does. And because of the demand, and also not just demand, but also the fact that Pokemon need to keep up with all the latest sets they bring out. They are on such a schedule. 4 main sets every year, 1 or 2 special sets every year. That's a huge amount to print, as well as reprints. It's not possible for them. So whatever they print is just goes.
Yeah.
And I think it will do for the rest of the year. Particularly with 25th anniversary. We saw it with the McDonald's Paramos, which is bullshit in my opinion. That should not be seen as an investment as far as I'm concerned.
That's a whole other video.
Yeah, that's a whole other video. We'll do that another time. But yeah, that's my view on it. I think you're of a similar mindset.
Yeah, definitely,
I know you've got stronger views on Logan than I do, which I like because you are out of the Pokemon community, which is a really good aspect to have.
But then my views are maybe not as what's the word? Not worth as much.
Facts.
Because I don't know. I'm just,
which is true,
from an outside point of view.
But it's still valuable what you're saying, because you looking at on the hobby from where you are, and the fact that you don't know everything, you're just seeing the videos and you know the news articles.
Yeah.
That's your impression that it gives you, and that's really interesting.
That's true.
Because if you had nothing to do with Pokemon, you didn't have a husband that was into Pokemon, and you were going to get into it, your mindset would probably be, I can make a fortune out of this, because it's all money. It's all prices. Demand. There's no.
I mean, that's
available.
why people are going. You know, you say people are getting back into their childhood collections and stuff. That's why they see all this stuff from Logan and whoever, and on the news, and think, "Oh, I've got some of that in the loft."
Yeah.
Dad, can you go get my stuff out the loft? Like, that's why.
Make a couple of grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully agree. It's going to be interesting. I think the box break is on the anniversary date of Pokemon. I think it's the 25th or 26th. It's the last week of February. We're going to be out watching that. Super exciting. I'd love to do a live stream of us reacting to it. However, I think it'd be so late.
Yeah.
That's probably not worth it. And also, we've only got like 40 subscribers. So, yeah, we'll see. But
we'll definitely do one discussing it.
Absolutely, we will do. We'll do a feedback on it for sure. We're a little late to the game on this podcast, but it is when this gets released, it'll be the next week or so. He opens it up, so it's not too bad. See if our predictions are right. What happens? Be really
so, do you think he'll get some good pulls in there?
Oh yeah.
Do you think it'll be dead?
they always seem to obviously get a couple of starters. You get 12. The expected guaranteed holo pull rate is 1 in every 3, so 12 pulls. Okay. Sometimes you get a light box where it's 11. We've seen ones with 13 in, but you expect 12. The ones he last bought had a Charizard in. Almost everyone I've seen, bar one, has had a Charizard in. I don't know if that's luck by me picking the videos or what. I don't know. There's always a chance you don't. You get 2 Bulbasaur, 2 Blastoise, 2 Venusaur. You just don't know. But whatever happens, it'll be great. It'll be really interesting to see what the prices do, particularly with vintage. One more thing before we finish is when he announced that he was spending $2 million on Pokemon. Before we watched the video, I think me, like quite a few people, were disappointed that it was just first edition base that he went for. He didn't go for say Fossil Jungle, but I'm thinking EX era. I'm thinking Expedition, Skyridge, the ones that have crystal cards in, or Neo sets. Oh my god, if you look at Neo sets have notoriously the best artworks ever, and they're just holo cards. There's no fancy there's no fancy EXs or level X's or GXs or whatever, or V cards, none of that crap. None of that good stuff. Just holo cards, because the artworks are so good. To be fair, they do have shinings, actually. That's a lie. They do have shining cards in them, like the Kabutops, Charizard, whatever, Noctowl, whatever. But that's one we want to get a bit of love to. But even those prices have gone up. So, yeah.
So you're disappointed that he went for just the original?
Yeah, but it's great. But I've seen a lot of it. Even though it's a scarce product.
It's because he wanted the money.
There's just so much of it. Like, I want to see people get excited over a shining Charizard. Or, a Charizard EX from Fire Red Leaf Green. Those sort of cards. Yeah. They're the ones that I'm most interested in, because they're the ones I was collecting at the time, It's interesting. I'm looking forward to it. I think the summary here is that majority of what's happened from it is positive, but I'm a real stickler for the fact that he's not showing his intent to be a collector and be a long-term collector as well. The main focus is the money and the excitement over opening these really expensive boxes. That's good entertainment, but it's really bad for the hobby from a collector's standpoint, as far as I'm
Okay.
concerned.
Yeah, it just concerns me that he could just drop it at any point, you know, after these 6 boxes or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like
So judgmental of
in the
me.
business world, having a chairman who's also the CEO, you know, he's got 2 roles there, he's got too much power, and
Yeah.
any decision he makes has a monumental effect on all shareholders. We're all shareholders in Pokemon, and he's got too much power right now.
I do think
It's a
so.
real shame.
Yeah.
If he branched out into other sets, cool. If he started showing off some modern stuff, oh my god, yeah, demand would still be mental. We wouldn't be able to get anything, but it'd be a joy to watch.
I agree, and if
It'd be a
he
joy.
shared his collection as well, if he had a
Yeah.
binder that he was working on or something like that, I just think so many more
Yeah.
people would connect with him. Whereas
I
at the
would.
moment, he's not relatable at all in
Oh,
any
yeah.
way.
I agree. But
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that was long. Well, how long
Yeah.
this one was, but more of a podcast
Well,
that was.
Yeah, well, it was a podcast.
Yeah. We'll try and get it on Spotify eventually. I've never done that before, so I'm going to learn that. And pay before I've got to pay to get it on. So we will do that eventually. We'll invest in another mic for Laura as well.
Yeah.
Make sure we've got a mic.
I think it's
each.
going all right though with the mic, but yeah.
Yeah, we're doing okay. We can make
We
improvements.
need to
that's for sure.
invest.
We do need to invest, yes. But anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Really do appreciate it. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe. You know the deal. You know what to do.
Yeah, so follow us over on Instagram
Instagram, absolutely, yeah. And we'll see you next time.
and get involved in the giveaway.
The giveaway, yes.
We've added more cards, so head over to the Instagram and you'll see the more people that follow and subscribe and tag their friends and everything. We will be adding even more cards, so definitely keep an eye out on the Instagram page.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, ends February. End of February.
End of Feb, yes.
Yes.
Couple of weeks left.
Couple of weeks left.
So go.
Cool. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.